Welcome to another episode of Gas Network Presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
This is the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. We back at it again. Your favorite sports show. Gas presents Sports for the Culture. My bad. I'm pulling double duty tonight, fellas. Opening day, NBA tip-off, man. I can't help but look at the game every now and then. So I apologize, people. But you know we real sports fans over here. As always, I got the gang with me. I'm your host tonight at Bryce XXV Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist, a.k.a. original 1942 boy. Let's kick it down to my boy on the bottom. My boy in the bottom screen.
It's where I deserve to be at right now. Any team for New York in general is trash. The Giants are trash, but I'm going to rep it until the day I die. We're not like the Washington football team. We got to change logos. We're here every day, all day, every day. I'm here.
You didn't have to bring the football team up, but you did. You did.
All day, every day.
All right. Let's keep pushing, man. Next. Top right. Introduce yourself.
What up? Scruff Line, good ass sports, man. I feel great today, man. Really great day overall, man. A lot of good stuff going on, man. NBA ball, man. So, I'm happy, man. It's like, waiting a long time for this, man. This is the true best time in sports, man. Truly the best time in sports. We got NBA and I got NFL on the weekends. Like, I'm a happy man, man.
Happy man. Love to see it, bro. Love to see it. My guy's a happy man. I'm a happy man, too. NBA is here. We waited on this. You know what? Remember not too long ago, Scruff, I was talking about the most underrated time in sports. I think that was a few weeks back, man. I was talking about the most underrated time in sports. This might be the best time. When the NBA kicks off, we full circle in the NFL season. WNBA playoffs just ended. Shout out to Candace Parker in the sky. And then it's October, baby. So it's big time baseball. What more could a sports fan ask for? So let's jump into it. Since we on the topic of NBA, let's talk this game that's on right now. Let's talk about the Bucks and the Nets, and let's talk about the Eastern Conference hierarchy. How do we see the Eastern Conference finishing? Who do we see coming out the East this year? G, I'm starting with you, sir.
If Kyrie Irving doesn't fuck it up for the Nets, it's the Nets. But that's only if Kyrie Irving doesn't fuck it up for the Nets. Besides that, then I'm going to go with the Bucks, and then it's going to be either between Miami or Boston. I don't have the 76ers. 76ers is fifth place for me, but that's like my top five.
Okay. I see. It's hard to disagree with that. You know what I mean? So you do got the Bucks. You do got the Bucks one if Kyrie doesn't play, correct?
Yeah, if Kyrie does not play, is right there the Bucks number one because they're all the defending champs. I got to give them that.
Yeah, I mean, and this game is pretty much living up to your theory. I mean, no Kyrie, and the Bucks the Bucks are outmatching the Nets. I mean, the Nets are really no match for the Bucks right now. Giannis is in his bag, deep in his bag. I mean, he's Euroing his way to the basket all night. He's going crazy. Scrub, what you think, man, when it comes down to the Nets versus the Bucks and just the Eastern Conference in general? Who you got coming out?
Man, honestly, if you would have asked me before the game, I would have said the Nets were superior, or I think the Nets would take the step when they needed to against the Bucks. But I'm not sure if that's the case, man. The Bucks actually look much better than they did last year in some senses, just because like the Nets have played well down the stretch, and they actually look a lot better in terms of like their role players, rotation players. I'm seeing a lot of good pieces on the Nets, and they haven't been able to get within 10 points of them since the tip. So I think it's definitely a two-man race in the East right now between the Bucks and the Nets. The Nets, I mean, as you can see, man, basketball, man, it's about chemistry. And, when you got locker room distractions, I think this is something that we don't think about as fans. we play Madden and 2K, and we don't think that these things matter, but in real life they do matter. So Kyrie Irving not being there, it's gotta hurt. I'd say that makes it a little bit more vulnerable. Where the Nets would have been my favorites, but now I think the Bucks are just as good a shot as anybody to win it, possibly again, at least in the East. And then if I had a dark horse team, I feel you on the Boston thing. I think people have been wanting to put them on a pedestal for a long time. I don't think they're going to do that. But I would throw the Heat as a dark horse team. I think that they have a lot of scrappy veteran pieces. I like the Jimmy Butler with Kyle Lowry combination. I think those are two scrappy veterans, guys that have been there, guys that have played big minutes down the stretch. I'd like to see that pair get a championship. Plus, I got Oladipo, a whole range of shooters. I think that he could be a sleeper team, especially if the Nets are vulnerable, and the Nets look vulnerable without Kyrie Irving. So it's definitely still a lot to be seen for the Nets, and I don't think it's a shoe-in at all. Bucks could be coming out the East again. I'd say they're the favorite.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think the Bucks are the favorite coming out the East, and if they get back to the chip, they're gonna be tough to beat, especially if Giannis is able to keep this form. Not only is Giannis, going crazy tonight, but shout out to Chris Middleton, man. I mean, he had a great season last year, but looked like he just coming to his own even more. I think he's the type of guy that making that run last year where he was counted on to make so many big shots after always being criticized for not coming up with the big bucket, because Middleton always been hitting shots down the stretch for the Bucks, but every time he got to the clutch situations, he was starting to be known as the guy who wasn't really getting it done in the clutch. Right. Nah, facts, G. And last playoff run, he proved everybody wrong that believed that. You know what I mean? So I think he got that monkey off his back, and that could really bode well for Milwaukee. Scruff brought up chemistry, and I believe I said this last season. We'll get back to the vindication of Mr. Big Leaguer. But we were talking about chemistry a lot in last year's playoffs, and I was talking about how the Bucks had been together for so long. It's almost like every guy knows their role, and now they just got a year added on top of that, and it's just, every guy clearly knows their role. Nobody's trying to play outside themselves. Nobody's doing the hero ball. Even Giannis defers to Chris Middleton at some point. So that's a real team right there. As for the Heat, man, it's hard for me to be sold on the Heat. I like the Heat, but I don't think I'm as high on them as you guys are. I could see a 4th, 5th place finish, but one team that we're not talking about, which to me is crazy considering they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, is the Hawks, man. No love for the Atlanta Hawks. Y'all think that was a flash in the pan? The Hawks just stand no chance. Y'all didn't even put them in y'all top 4. That's crazy. Not top 4, not top 5.
I can't because you still have Embiid. I gotta give the Sixers something. And look at a healthy Miami team. Last year, Miami was dealt with COVID. So it's hard for me to be Miami doesn't got it. But it was COVID that fucked Miami up the whole time last year. They either have one guy come back from COVID and 3 guys leave because of COVID, and vice versa for the starting lineup. That's why I'm saying Miami has to be my top 4.
I think the Hawks are a good team. But I think part of the reason that they had such a deep run in the playoffs was because of, top seeds basically dropping the ball, a la Ben Simmons.
So we're blaming the entire reason the Hawks made it on Ben Simmons. That's crazy, bro.
Bro, they made it. They would have never made it to the conference championship if that play. We all know what play. If that play doesn't happen, the Hawks aren't going to the conference championship.
I don't believe that. That play was not with 5 seconds left for the game winner, bro. That was a random play.
You was in Philly. You was in Philly with me, bro. What was you thinking when you were in the stands, bro? And you're not even a Philly fan, so just tell me what you was thinking. Neutral perspective.
My neutral perspective on this one. It sucks because me and Nick get to the seats right before the start of the game, and we're looking at Ben Simmons. My man is shooting all his fucking free throws. He's making them shits. I look back at Nick. Nick looks at me. Hey, watch him fucking scrub it out. He's like, yo, don't say that. I'm like, bro, there's no way in hell he doesn't bring the same energy. He's at home. He's like, bro. I'm like, we're not gonna jinx him. And what my dude lays in the egg. He didn't make a free throw not one time that game. And prior to the game, my man was making every fucking shot, every jumper, every free throw. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you witnessed it.
He definitely didn't, ball out. But didn't Embiid have like 8 or 9 turnovers in that game? Like, I don't know. I feel like blaming that, and I feel like this. We're gonna get to Ben, of course, but I feel like this is the whole thing about Philly and the problem with Ben. They trying to blame that whole series on Ben, where Scruff told me himself that team goes as far as Tobias Harris will take them. That's what this man told me.
Yeah, but I only said that. I only saw
take on that. So I mean, now we're blaming Ben, and we're blaming Ben for one single play, saying that that's the reason.
Not one single play.
No,
that man didn't score no buckets for the fourth quarter of the entire series, bro.
The Hawks won. Ben was the same way the whole playoffs, and they made it to the Hawks. The Hawks won because Trae Young was balling out. He was balling. Their team stepped up. John Collins was stepping up. Kevin Herter was stepping up. I mean, bro, like
they exposed our biggest weaknesses. They exposed our biggest weaknesses.
Lou Williams rewinded the time one time on Philly. Like, come on, bro. How are we gonna take it? Hey, and this is another thing I gotta say about the Hawks before we move on to some Ben Simmons talk. Out of all the teams that were, in the running last year, except perhaps maybe the Celtics, right? Out of all the other teams that were in the running last year in the East, the Hawks had the most room for improvement. Like, they got all young hitters, bro. Like, what is Trae Young, 21, 22, 21 doing that? John Collins, young hitter. Cam Reddish, people talking about he might be most improved player this year. So if that happens, just imagine where the Hawks will be. Kevin Herter, young shooter. Like, these are all young guys. And
so what is your top 5 then?
I've seen teams like this before.
My top 5, I go Bucks number 1. I think that's hard to question. I mean, Bucks, they legit. 2, I think you got to take the Nets. I mean, that's kind of a shoe-in. 3, I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks, bro. Like, the Atlanta Hawks, like I said, they got the most room for improvement, and they already got that conference championship appearance under their belt. So they're only going to build off that, in my opinion. I think Trae Young takes even bigger leap. I think
over Boston's 3 Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
When was this?
I definitely taken them over Boston. But where did Boston finish last year? Like, 6?
I think they got to the second round.
No, I'm talking about they finished in the standings. Like, they finished 6, right? Like
6, yeah.
They weren't even I like Boston, but they were having mad chemistry issues. Now they lost Kemba. I'm not saying Kemba was a huge part of their team, but who's going to take those minutes that Kemba was occupying? You know
Question marks for sure.
Yeah. So I'm not sold on Boston, but like I said, outside the Hawks, to me, they are that next team that has the most potential for growth because you got Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown. Those are 2 young hitters that are only getting better and better and better, still far from their primes. So I do view them as that next team that could take that has more potential to grow. But I can't believe nobody mentioned the Hawks. I got 3. I got the Hawks. 4. Another team that nobody's mentioning, which is crazy to me, is the Knicks. The Knicks balled out last year, bro. Like, the Knicks balled out last year. I'm not saying they're going to finish the same. What, they finished 3rd last year? 4th?
5th.
4th.
Okay.
5th.
4th.
Yeah, I think they did finish 4th. So,
Hawks for 5th.
Yeah. So I think the Knicks, I don't know if they're in that top 5 again, but I might have them at 5. I might have them at 5, though. And at 4, I'm going to go with the Sixers because the Sixers finished number 1 last year. So I'm not just going to kick them out my top 5. I still think even without Ben, if they end up trading them, I think Embiid and those boys are enough to get that top 4 seed. So I go 4, I go Sixers. And then, 5, I go to Knicks. Heat, 6.
Okay. Damn, so Boston, where you have Boston then? 7?
Yeah, I got Boston 7, man. I got Boston 7, and it's tough because I do like Jason Tatum. This is all preliminary, but I do like Jason Tatum. But
who you got 8, Bryce? Go ahead, say it.
You know who I got?
I knew he was gonna say it.
I wasn't even gonna go that low. Y'all asked me for top 5. I got the Wiz at 8, baby.
So who's 7? Oh no, you said Boston 7.
There number 8, and if the cookie crumbles right for us, we might be at 7. What you mean?
Nah, I don't know, man, about Boston, man. Boston's a team. They've been. I've seen also the same thing. Same reason I don't know about Boston. The same reason I don't know about the Hawks, man. Because I've seen young teams that have been nice and they were supposed to be the next team up and all that. Remember the baby Bulls back in the day? I remember all the young teams, man. And a lot of them don't amount to shit. You know, even the Thunder, respectfully. So we'll see, as they say, man. We'll see.
So
Yeah.
can we say this year that the East is looking just as good as the West when it comes to level of competition?
It does look better, but
I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to say that. The West still deeper in my opinion.
I think the East is more wide open with some real threats, and I can't say the same about the West.
I'm mad y'all sleeping on my Bulls though. My Bulls looking good. They looking good. This preseason they're looking great. I can't wait to see how they play this year.
Yeah, you know that's gonna be an interesting little. That's an interesting little pair, like, but you know, a little three-headed monster with Lonzo, Zach LaVine, and bringing in DeMar DeRozan, some veteran leadership for that squad.
That's crazy.
I do like what they tried to do there. I'm not too sure how it's really gonna mesh though.
You said three-headed monster, and you didn't even mention Vucevic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Vucevic is a three-headed one, not DeRozan.
Not Lonzo Ball, really, but
not DeRozan.
I don't know. Lonzo's gonna be playing.
Not DeRozan. What are you talking about, boy? DeRozan, the best player that's on in Chicago since Dennis Rodman. This is Scottie Pippen. Seriously, number one, nice.
I think for Vucevic, it's all gonna be about health, man. If Vucevic can stay healthy, then I'll put him in that three-headed monster. But you played 26 games last season. I'm not ready to just talk Vucevic all day, bro.
You played 26 games for the Bulls or in total?
I think just for the Bulls.
But like Scruff said though, the Bulls. I hate to use a Scruff line right here because this could come back to haunt me. But the Bulls will go back. The Bulls will go as far as Lonzo Ball takes them. Bro.
That's correct.
That's
I can live with that.
Going, bro.
I can live with that. I can live with that. As a Bulls fan, I can live with that.
But yo, you gotta. I'm realizing, you gotta have that point guard. You gotta have that.
And Lamar's in the bad point guard. I'm saying him. You got Kobe White coming at the bench. I mean, it just sucks for Kobe because I was thinking he was gonna be somewhat decent, but.
Hey, this guy.
It's Caruso's team.
Caruso's a nice guy. Like a good role player, bro. Like, think people underrate those parts of your team. Like two things I like to have, bro. You got a point guard that could create and make everybody around them better, and somebody that's got something to prove. Another thing I like about Lonzo Ball, like, I don't know anybody doing fantasy basketball, but I'll say Lonzo Ball is a guy that I will watch out for as a big time sleeper, bro, because he's a big brother, and his little brother just came in and just ran the league up. Basically, looking like the next up. And now everybody done forgot about Lonzo to an extent. I mean, he did get a big free agent contract, but people done forgot about Lonzo. He's kind of flying under the radar. And I think he's got a little pride in him, and I think he wants to prove that, he was a top prospect. He was LaMelo Ball before LaMelo Ball, So, like, it's kind of crazy. But I think he has a lot to prove. I like him as a sleeper this year.
Lonzo with a chip on his shoulder. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, bro, because I feel like Lonzo, when he was in LA, man, he never really got a chance to shine for real. It was just too many guys there. When he was in New Orleans, it was really all about Zion. Now he's going to a spot where they're giving him the reins. He still has players around him that are legit players, but he's got the reins, man. It really seems like Chicago is like, look, Lonzo, this is your team, lead us. And I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting, bro. I'm really excited to see how he balls out because I do think that LaMelo Ball is the truth, bro. LaMelo to me, he's my favorite young guy, bro. I think LaMelo is gonna end up being all time.
Yeah, I mean, LaMelo's great. I mean, hard not to like a guy that's 6'8". He plays free, he creates. He has fun. He's a highlight reel waiting to happen. It's hard not to like the guy, right? But, I think Lonzo is still, certified player, certified prospect. I think I'd say that Lonzo is better than Melo defensively. And I'll say that, he's still got a good chance to be one of the top point guards in this league, Lonzo Ball. I think that when it's all said and done in his career, he's going to keep progressing. I see him having a long career, and I think he'll prove to be not as good as I think LaMelo. I'll take LaMelo still, but Lonzo's not. He's not to be forgotten, man. He's still a baller.
Yeah, I think LaMelo got a crazy ceiling, bro. Like I think LaMelo Ball. Like I think I said this on the show before, man. But I think LaMelo might end up being better than Luka and Trey, bro. I think there's a legitimate chance that LaMelo ends up being better than Luka Doncic and Trey Young, and maybe not the stats that they putting up, but just as far as like the impact on a team, man. Like LaMelo knows how to galvanize the troops. He knows how to get his guys the ball at the right time. He knows how to delegate with the basketball, keep guys happy. I don't know. LaMelo is a seasoned young guy, man. I think the sky's the limit for LaMelo.
Yeah. There's levels to the game, man, and
in order for
LaMelo, I mean that's a projection.
Bro.
It's a projection. I respect it. It's a projection, but in order to be like Luka, you gotta take your game to the next level. We talking third. You can't be having 18, 10, and 10 type shit. Luka. We talking about Luka. We talking about. You got to be having 25, 30
No, but I'm saying if you got 18, 10, and 10, but Luka,
we having like 30,
there,
10, and 10.
If you
Luka,
got,
we having like 30, 10, and 10, 35, 10, and 10, 40, 10, and 10. Triple dubs.
If you got 18, 10, and 10, and you're taking your team is winning, bro. Like LaMelo brought a whole winning attitude to the Hornets out of nowhere, bro.
And that's impressive because they've never had one.
The Hornets, bro, they was in the dumps, bro. That's how they got LaMelo. Like, they were in the dumps. And year one with LaMelo, it's like all these players. Miles Bridges, we knew was a pretty good ball player, right? But the LaMelo effect on Miles Bridges was like, he about to get that boy paid, bro. Like, they
got him looking like Richard Jefferson on the Nets.
Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, Terry Rozier gets to play free because, like, LaMelo commands so much attention, bro. Like, LaMelo Ball is a different type of impact than Luka. Luka is that ball dominant, like, all eyes on me when I got the ball, and Luka is a dog, no question. Stats, he's a stats monster. But I think LaMelo gonna go down as a real winner.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, he made the playoffs in his first season, which is a great start for a rookie. Now let's see what he does in year two, man. I mean, I'd like to see more big steps forward. If we talking about what we talking about here, which is like Luka Doncic, Trey Young levels of we'll see. Time will tell. Ultimately, time will tell, man. But it's an interesting day, man. NBA news and stuff, man. Very, very interesting day, man. I'm actually not upset about anything that's going on right now, in the NBA. I know a lot of people probably think I am, but the truth is, man, shit's funny to me, man. Shit's funny to me, bro. It's entertaining. It's like a freaking soap opera and shit. Yeah. We already know she's already exiled from the locker room in Charlotte, so she won't be.
That's hilarious.
Yo, Brittany Renner was really out in Jackson State talking about hide your sons, man. If a dude would have been in Spelman talking about hide your daughters, he would have been canceled ASAP, bro.
Predatorial type stuff, right? Very predatorial type stuff, bro. Very predatorial stuff.
Bro. She trying to get Deion Sanders' son. Isn't he at Jackson State?
Yeah.
No, but
hope that's not who she going after, bro.
I don't know who she's going after, but she's picking the pipeline schools in the States. She's very strategic.
I need young Sanders to go to the NFL, man. Don't mess around with Brittany Renner, bro. Don't pull a PJ Washington on me, bro. I need to see you in the league, dog.
Yeah, man. Shit's crazy though, bro. Shit's really hilarious, man. Like Brittany Renner really something different, man. But I think. You gotta watch. You gotta
get it how you can, baby.
I mean, this is actually. We should have put this in the title because this was trending like the whole last week. I don't know if y'all seen these red flags on Instagram and shit. The red flags, those red flags and all that. But Brittany Renner, that's your red flags, bro. That's the red flags that you cannot ignore. The red flags.
No, that's a red flag I don't mind crossing.
At least 6 red flags. At least, it's one thing you got 1 red flag, but you can't have like 3, 4, 5 red flags. Brittany Renner got mad red flags. But her best friend is a porn star. So let's start
How's
with
that a red flag? That's the best red flag.
That's a red flag,
oh my
bro.
God.
You judge
It's a
off the
bright
company.
red flag.
You judge off the company you keep, man. Your best friend's a porn star. That means what type of shit y'all get into, bro? Best friend is nice. What does it mean about me? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man,
you,
look. Hey, look,
you know,
I said it
good
once.
company.
I said it once and I'll say it again. The only way PJ Washington can redeem himself is if he pops up with Tiana Trump, man. That's how you redeem yourself, PJ. That's how you get her back, bro. Pop up with Tiana Trump in the stands, man.
Nah, that's not the way he redeems himself. That's playing the wrong game still. That's like doubling down on a triple parlay after you done lost all your money for your bills and shit.
Hey,
That's not how you do it.
But if it hits, you are that guy.
Honestly, PJ, you need to get your principles right, bro. You need to get right with God. You need to get you need to love yourself, brother.
Man, listen, there's always a Sunday you'll go repent for your sins, my boy.
You need to love yourself, bro. And more importantly, bro, you got to pay attention, bro. You can't ignore the red flags, man. That's all I know.
Hey, yo, Nick, blink twice if you got shorty with you right now. That's why you saying what you saying.
Nah, she in the other room.
Yeah. You right with God. Nah, bro.
Seriously. No, seriously.
You know what you gotta do, PJ.
Yo!
Don't let him get you, bro. Pop up with Tiana Trump one time, man. Let her know what it
One
is.
time for the one time.
One time for the one time. I'm popping up with your best friend.
You might as well go for the kill, baby.
Yeah, that's enough about Brittany Renner, though, man. Brittany Renner to never be discussed on this show ever again. Goodbye.
May God bless her soul, you heard?
Dang, trap stars, man. This is crazy, man. It's a different game these days, man. These people are built differently nowadays. Really, really, really are. You know, and I got to talk about Ben Simmons today, man. I really don't want to talk about Ben Simmons, but we're going to talk about him again because he just keep being dramatic. You know what I'm saying? Keep being dramatic with the flare-ups. You know, he showed up to practice, right? You know, he's in practice. There's videos of him not joining the huddle. He out here looking all light-skinned faced, you know, not doing the work, you know, looking half-assed. And then Doc, you know, apparently there was some friction today in practice. Doc told him to get in the defensive stance for the drill, and he said he ain't want to do it. He said, nah. All right, well, if you ain't want to go, then you got to go. I actually have footage of Ben Simmons from practice today. Like Gas exclusive. I got some footage of Ben Simmons from practice today with Doc Rivers. Check it out.
Okay, Mr. Cruz. Leave the gym right now.
For what?
I'll ask you one last time to leave the gym before I help you leave.
Before you what? Do you even know who I am?
From what I can see, a very confused and scared young man.
Scared of who? Scared of you? I'm supposed to be scared of you? Scared of nobody. I would lay your ass out.
I don't think so.
Off me. Teachers ain't supposed to touch students.
I'm not a teacher. I'm the new basketball coach.
Hey, man. That man really
Cruz,
So my man Ben got tossed from practice today, got fined yet again. My man done showed up to work and ain't made $1 since. Man, just mucking it up, man. Mucking it up. More muck shit for Philly. More muck shit for Ben Simmons. Acting like a hoe. And man, I don't know what else to say about this shit, man. What do y'all think, man?
Yo, I love it. I love all that shit. I love all that shit. It's the ignorant side of me that's enjoying the shit out of this right now. Yo, it makes me appreciate Jimmy Butler's story with playing against the third strings a lot better.
That wasn't against us.
No, I'm just saying. Remember how Jimmy got out of Minnesota when he went against the starters? And then he took the third stringers against the starters, and then like 2 games later he gets traded to Miami. No, he goes to Philly, right? He goes to Philly. He gets traded to Philly. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just like I want to see what Ben Simmons does. Does he set the arena on fire, or does he like pop every ball before going to practice again. No one plays. I'm trying to see Ben Simmons fuck shit up now. Yo, my man should go there with the goons. Matter of fact, hey, yo, Ben Simmons, if you're watching us, head up, hit somebody up, bring some strippers to practice. Matter of fact, hit James Harden, because I know you know James Harden got all the stripper numbers. Go there with strip clubs and go with some dollar bills and just make it rain while everybody else practice. You're there. Might as well enjoy yourself.
Crazy, man.
Hey,
All that ignorant shit.
That's hilarious. G said he going to deflate all the basketball.
No one's practicing.
Yo, that's hilarious, bro. Hey, man. You know.
You gotta be ignorant.
I hate to say I called this, but I called this, man. I've been telling my guy Scruff for years. Ben Simmons is not going to work out in Philly. Now, did I know it was going to be like this? Absolutely not. But am I surprised that it's like this after what's gone on with the organization and everybody from Doc Rivers to Joel Embiid to the weatherman stabbing my guy in the back? Nah, I'm not really that surprised, man. I'm not really that surprised. Everybody's throwing him under the bus. Doc Rivers started off saying he didn't know if he could win with Ben Simmons. Then this season's about to start up, and he's saying Ben Simmons is our point guard. Can't have it both ways, Doc. He's a grown man. You can't play Coach Carter with grown men, sir. But, that's what he tries to do. Let's not forget, man, Doc Rivers didn't leave the Clippers on good terms, right? They wanted him the hell out of there. Bro. None of the players want to deal with Doc anymore. But everybody pointing the finger at my guy, Ben. I'm not saying Ben is right in this situation, especially because he's risking his chicken, as my guy Marshawn would say. You got to get your chicken, Ben. But he's taking the play out the old James Harden handbook, bro. Like, y'all know what I say. It's power to the players era, man. You know what I mean? I'm on the side of the players. And I feel like with this one, I'm definitely on the side of Ben Simmons because they did him dirty, bro. They forced his hand, bro. He wanted to get traded. They could trade him. They being stubborn by not trading him. So now y'all got to live with it. Y'all got to live with it.
You talking about doing him dirty? No. I can't let this go on any further. You talking about us doing him dirty? Yo, when it comes to Philly, bro, Philly literally did everything for this man, yo. Philly literally did everything for this man, bro. Starting from the very beginning, when this man became the point guard. He was not drafted to play point guard, but his coach, he had the coach in his pocket, who was like his coach from like Australia, my man Brett Brown, and then he became the point guard. He strong-armed his way as point guard. We had Markelle Fultz, and Markelle Fultz was actually drafted to play point guard. And Ben Simmons ended up strong-arming his situation and made him play off the guard. He done broke his shot. Now he over here picking up the pieces for his career. He doing all right, thank God. Bless up Markelle. He's doing just fine now. But that was Ben Simmons' fault, really. And then we had Jimmy Butler, and Butler came. Then Jimmy Butler came, and Joel Embiid stated all this. Jimmy Butler came, and he was having a good time in Philly. And then he seen the power structure, and he spoke on this on the JJ Redick podcast. The power structure within the Sixers was all jacked up, man. He's like, these kids running the facility. And he talking about Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons, and then they got rid of Jimmy Butler so they can play Ben Simmons basketball. What is Ben Simmons basketball? Run 3/4 of the court on fast breaks, and then you got nothing. Then what? Then you run post-ups? Nah, man. The truth is, man, Philly did everything for this man. And at the end of the day, he didn't do anything for Philly. In the moments that matter the most, he was small. Small potatoes, brother. That's what it was, bro. He shrunk,
Yo, Nick, you just hit a new time low. Hold on, Bryce. Yeah, you just hit a new time low. You're going to blame Ben Simmons for fucking up Fultz's shot? That's funny. Bro, there was reports saying he had a bad shot. He had to work on it. Yo, you're crazy. That's a new time low.
Then he tried to say that, Fultz was
anybody that who know.
When Philly took Fultz, nobody could believe it because everybody was like, wait, Philly already has a point guard. Why'd they take another one? Like
Ben Simmons wasn't a point guard. He didn't even play yet.
Yes, he did. Remember, he won Rookie of the Year before that draft.
No, he missed his whole first year, and then he redshirted and won Rookie of the Year.
Right.
Same thing Fultz did. He didn't win Rookie of the Year though.
I was about to say it's not necessarily the same thing, but hey, man, all I'm saying is, bro, if we want to blame everything on Ben Simmons, right? Like this, we want to just hand out blame to Ben, and I get
He's the reason
man.
why gas is high in New Jersey.
It's not about blame. It's not about blaming. I mean, I pretty much blame Ben. Like I gave him a whole list of things to be blamed for. But the biggest thing that Ben Simmons has not done one time in this whole situation was take responsibility for himself, and that's the difference, bro. That's the difference. That's the difference, bro.
What I'm saying is, y'all mad at Ben when the one thing that's never changed has been Ben. Ben has literally been the same guy from the start. When y'all loved him, he was the same guy. To now y'all hating him, and he's been the same guy. You know who's changed on Ben? Philly's changed on Ben. Embiid has changed on Ben. Doc Rivers has changed on Ben because Ben Simmons has never once changed, bro.
Nah, he changed up.
We're gonna say Ben Simmons. Can we honestly say that's a hell of a comment right there?
God damn.
Say that Ben Simmons has changed, bro. Hey, keep it coming, Will Pete. Ben Simmons got talked about by his own team. Imagine your parents or siblings or family members speaking out about you to the public. Truth is, Ben did the right thing because most men catch red flags early in relationships, but some men ignore them and stay with a tramp. Ben saw that team, threw him under the bus immediately. You see the Mavericks doing that to Porzingis. Good cultures protect their players and cultivate them. He needed a shot therapist for his fear. He's making some good points.
Nah,
right
that's
there,
a great
bro.
point. I'm not saying Philly culture is good. They had issues with the culture, and that's pretty much what sabotaged and spoiled this guy. Now he's out of control.
Hey man,
How is he out of control though? You guys are enabling him his whole career. From what it sounds like, you guys were enablers the whole time. Now, when like you want to make him to be an adult, he don't want to. It's y'all fault.
Bro, like
Joel Embiid ain't end up like that. He seemed to be a real hustler.
Y'all are the ones that changed on Ben, bro. Like Ben has never changed. I've been telling you about Ben for how long? You didn't want to believe it then. Now the man passes up a layup and it's like, oh, Ben this, Ben that. The man Ben ain't shooting free throws. He been ain't taking jumpers.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, B.
All this stuff the whole time. Y'all just been picking and choosing when y'all want to hate.
That's the difference, bro. Is that we were trying to overlook these red flags, bro. We were trying to overlook these red flags, and we was being optimistic, man. We was being optimistic, bro. We was building the team with a lot of potential, bro. Part of that is projecting, bro. Come on, you know this, bro.
Philly overlooking red flags, right? They just costed themselves a valuable trade chip. Because if you saw the red flags when you're supposed to, you could have got a hell of a haul for Ben Simmons. But
could have had James Harden.
Flags, and that's why y'all really mad. Y'all mad at yourselves for overlooking the red flags. Don't blame Ben for that. You can't blame the girl that you overlooked the red flag. You can't blame the girl. You gotta blame yourself. Like PJ Washington. Come on, man. Don't tell me that PJ Washington need to look in the mirror, but you as Philly blaming Ben Simmons. Come on, buddy. You gotta stay consistent somewhere, sir. My man told me that PJ Washington needs to find God. But, you know, Philly fans are it's all on Ben. Y'all blaming the person you in bed with when PJ Washington look in the mirror. Come on, bro. Let's keep it consistent.
Yo, that's funny as shit, yo. Oh, my God. I got I learned two things out of this segment.
Let it be known. Let the records be known that I said Ben Simmons should have got traded last year. I would have traded him in a heartbeat for James Harden. That's what I said. Taking my tape.
Yeah. You know what? Everybody would have traded him in a heartbeat for James Harden, bro. Yes, you're right. Oh, good one, Scruff. You would have traded him for James Harden, just like everybody else in the world. The thing is, he was never worth James Harden. So let's just stop with that, bro. He wasn't worth James Harden, bro. And your GM wasn't willing to give up the amount of picks that would have taken to get a James Harden. So, I mean, yeah, you're right. I think everyone would have traded Ben Simmons for James Harden, bro.
Technically, wasn't it last year that was considered even trade? Like besides minus 2 picks here and there, but what was the reason why they never traded James Harden for?
Well, it's because the Nets got involved, and that's where he really wanted to go. So
power to the players, man. Hey, but now let's talk about real quick before we get off Ben Simmons, man. let's talk about how this is gonna end, bro. Like, how do y'all see this ending with Ben Simmons, bro?
It's not good. It's not going to end good if he's still on the team. The longer he stays on the team, the more he's going to create more of a distraction. So at the end of the day, you got to make a trade, man. You got to make a trade, but all this is not helping the leverage. You know, it's not helping the leverage of the situation. So I hope Philly can get a good trade. You know, I seen an offer today that was with the Spurs, DeJounte Murray and Lonnie Walker and some picks for Ben Simmons. I'll take that today. I send them out of here because at least you get a starting point guard back, and then you got some shooters and, you know, some pieces. I seen some other trade offers as well with the Clippers, and you know, we heard rumors about the Pacers and stuff. I say take your best deal and just cut it, move on with it, man. We don't got time for this. It's like Joel said, man. I don't even. Joel said his quote was, "I don't even care about that, man. What he do, because he's just gonna do whatever he wants anyway, man. I'm just focused on what I can do. That's not my job. I'm not a babysitter." So that's what I'm saying. We got time for this shit, man.
This shit is getting spicy. You know why I see this happening? Ben Simmons and Embiid get the fair one popping in practice. That's gonna have to happen. I need this recklessness behavior. I need all of that.
That would make me very happy.
All of that.
That would make me happy. But so who you got in that fight?
I'm gonna put $100 to the light skinned brother just because I want to see how far
Joel's bigger. Joel is bigger and stronger, but
but listen, Joel
has
knees.
injuries
No
and stuff.
knees.
You know?
Knees. I don't know. Can he really bop and weave?
In that one, bro.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Ben Simmons
has some hands, bro.
He a light skinned brother with knees. He could bob and weave, and B can't do that. And B gotta get down.
Hey, y'all ever seen a kangaroo fight?
No, is this like a donkey show sign?
It's pretty interesting, actually. You should check it out.
Hey, all I'm saying is, bro, I think a couple of things are clear, right? If we're just all being honest, right? One thing is for sure, Ben Simmons was disrespected by the Sixers. I think even the realest of Sixers fans that are realists will admit that. Two things can be true at the same time. I don't think Ben Simmons has handled this in the best way. I don't think Ben Simmons has been professional in this matter. I just don't think so. I mean, he's missing out on chicken. He's getting kicked out of practice for not running the drill. I mean, come on. These are reports, you know, we got to go with these reports. So, all
right, and let me say one thing.
Blame can be handed to both sides, but I think it all started with Philly, man.
Yeah, you're right. It did start with Philly because there's a standard in Philly. You know, I was there at Game 7, man. I've been to Game 7s in Philly. I've been to many playoff games in Philly. I've been to many all types of games. And one thing Philly don't deal with is a lack of heart, lack of effort, a lack of dog. You know, we used to AI, man. So like the shit that Ben Simmons was on, man. You talking about, you know, we changed up on him, man. We disrespected him. He disrespected us. He disrespected his damn self, man. He disrespected the game of basketball. So that's all I have to say.
I don't think that's true, bro. I think that's a Philly fan reaction. I don't think Ben Simmons once disrespected the game of basketball. I think Ben Simmons gave the same effort he had been given the entire playoffs, the same effort he given in playoffs.
Oh, then maybe he should play rugby.
The same effort he's always given. He doesn't want to shoot in the big moments. He just wants to play defense, and he wants to distribute, bro.
All right, well, he should play soccer or rugby or something, because this ain't the game for him.
Y'all loved him. Y'all loved him at one point when he was doing the same things.
Right. Hey, man, we had hope.
How many turnovers did Joel Embiid have in Game 7?
Hope and love for him. Hey, when your point guard's afraid to touch the ball, that happens sometimes. You get turnovers when your center tries to play point guard and your point guard tries to play like a goddamn center. It's fucked.
Boom. Ben Simmons gave the same effort. The fans just got impatient. I think that pretty much sums it up.
Hey, Will Peter, shout out to you, baby boy.
You're damn right.
Will P, you in your bag tonight, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, hold on. Will P dropping another one on Philly. That's why Carson Wentz left.
Actually, correction, Willie P. He didn't leave. We traded him. Yes, you're right. And the same thing did happen with Carson Wentz. We gave him everything, man. Gave him everything. That's like, put the ball.
The sense of entitlement.
Yeah,
the
entitlement, the creation, man, that you create with these players, man. Be very, very careful, bro.
Yeah.
They give Marshawn Jeffrey. Only played like what 16 games with him.
Dog, and people been dogging us for too long, man. That's crazy. Blow everybody up. Fuck it.
Hilarious, man. Hilarious. All
Hey,
right,
yo,
man.
shout out my man Zach Ertz too, man. I'm very sad about that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
World class. That's a.
He wins everything. Did Zach Ertz change his name to everything? Hey, yo. It's how Philly fans really feel, though, bro. I mean, and I know a lot of Philly fans. A lot of them I'm close with, man. I love them. I love my Philly fans. But when I tell you they're the most fair weather fans of all time, when the weather's hot and sunny, 85 and sunny out, oh, Philly loves you. A little bit of rain come down, a little bit of snow, little sleet, little hail. Oh, Philly, they done with you, bro. They done with you.
No, we just keep it a being with people, bro. Like at the end of the day, he could bounce back and he could turn it around for us. He started balling. We happy for him, bro. But this shit's unacceptable, bro. You're right. We had standards. We got tired of it. We grew impatient. That's correct.
Jalen Hurts, the clock is ticking.
Hey man, I don't think it's if we gonna switch over to that. I don't think it's Jalen's fault, man.
And mark my words, bro. When the turn happens, just remember, I called it. The clock.
It ain't Jalen's fault. It ain't Jalen's fault. You're right though.
Turn on you, Jalen.
You one thing. You're right though. We in bad seasons. Somebody gonna have to go down, but it ain't Jalen. Nick Sirianni though, he should be unemployed by December, hopefully.
I feel it, man. All right, I got a little game for you, fellas. Let's move on to the NFL. It's a lot of NBA talk. Honestly, bro, a part of me wants to just be completely done talking about freaking Ben Simmons. I don't know how many shows we talked about Ben Simmons in the last 2-3 months.
Too many, bro. I hate it
too
so
many.
much.
I'll give you that. I know you hate it, Scruff. So let's.
I never would burn a jersey, but maybe I will for him.
Let's switch over to the NFL for a second, fellas. And I got a question for you guys. We got 3 big-time quarterbacks that all came out the same draft, if I'm remembering this correctly, right? We got Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. I think everybody will agree that those are 3 of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. So I got a question, a good old game for you guys called Start, Bench, and Cut. Start, Bench, or Cut. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen. It's a simple game. One guy you got to start on your team. One guy you got to sit on the bench. And one guy you got to cut forever. Scruff, I'm starting with you.
Awesome. This is perfect. I like this game. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and does the order matter what order I go in or no?
Start, bench, and cut.
Okay, I gotta go in that order. Okay. So I'm gonna start Lamar Jackson because Lamar Jackson is playing at such a high level right now. Just playing electrifying football. I mean, he didn't play that great actually last game, but I mean, the team played well. So it's about the energy, sometimes it's not about the stats, even though fantasy football let me down, brother. But I'm happy you got the dub. But Lamar Jackson's the starter, man. You got to go start Lamar Jackson, man. He's electrifying. He's proven that he can be a great passer. He's proven that he can be an electrifying runner. He's proven that he can win big games. This Chargers game was a big showdown for me. I thought that was going to be a test. And now they're looking like the best team in the AFC. The Bills are all up there, but unfortunately, I'm going to cut Josh Allen. There's really no disrespect to Josh Allen. It's just tough between those two. And then last but not least, man, I'm benching Mahomes. I can't cut Mahomes because really Mahomes is the guy. He's really the guy, but he's not playing that well, so I bench him in favor of Lamar Jackson, who's balling out of his mind, bro. And he's electrifying, man. Real leadership. So that's how I'm going.
All right. It sounds logical. I can't disagree. Well, I can, but G, it's on you, man. Start, bench, and cut. Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen.
I'm gonna start Mahomes just because I seen Mahomes come down from a 24 deficit and come back and then beat a team by 24 on top of that 24 that he was behind. And then he won a Super Bowl already, MVP. And Patrick Mahomes, he's just as deadly as Tom Brady with and Aaron Rodgers with like at least a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. You know, Patrick Mahomes, if he's only down 3 or 7 points, he's gonna get you those 3 or 7 points. So, and then that alone, then I'm gonna go with then I'm gonna have to bench Lamar Jackson just because Lamar Jackson is balling out right now with no running back and with no and like somewhat of a receiver in Hollywood Brown and a decent tight end and Mark Andrews, and he's still balling out. So I'm gonna have to bench him on that end. And he's basically a better version of Michael Vick. If we're talking about Lamar Jackson, shit. Now when you're talking about Lamar Jackson, you don't even want to compare him to Michael Vick because it's not even fair on Lamar Jackson because he already surpassed that. In my point of view, like he's doing what he's doing to surpass that. And then I'm gonna have to cut Josh Allen because Josh Allen still hasn't shown me what he could do in the playoffs. Yeah, that's my.
All right.
That wasn't an option. The third option, fourth option. Stop. This Lamar running back shit, man, it's got to stop, bro.
With the Lamar running, I don't like that.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this narrative, bro. And I heard players saying it, man. It really irks me. I hope he running back y'all and tortures y'all the whole way to the championship, so everybody can shut the fuck up.
I feel you though, G. I feel you though, G. And I think we got some. You know, we're not showing a lot of love to Josh Allen, but he is balling. But let me get into mine. Let me get into mine real quick. I'm pretty much agreeing with G. I'm starting Pat Mahomes. The resume speaks for itself. Patrick Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the league right now. I don't care what nobody says, bro. Like, Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. Come on, man. Like, stop playing yourself. Don't play yourself, man. I'm benching Lamar Jackson, though. You know what? It was really a toss-up for me between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. So I do think Josh Allen is a legit quarterback, man. He's as legit as they come. But I think that play last game against the Titans when McDermott decided to go for the 4th and 1, I think Lamar Jackson picks that 4th and 1 up. You know what I'm saying? I think that just shows you the difference between the two guys. I don't think there's any way Lamar doesn't pick up that 4th and 1 with 25 seconds left. 25 seconds left in the game. I think Lamar picks that up 10 times out of 10, whereas Josh Allen picked that up 9 times out of 10. In fact, I think Lamar Jackson probably picks up the play before that and gets the first down when Josh Allen tried to dive, for the first down, ran around the defense, tried to scramble and get the first. I think Lamar probably scores on that. I think that's the difference. Josh Allen may be slightly more advanced passer at this point, but I still got to give the nod to Lamar Jackson. And Josh Allen a close third, but I got to cut him. I think that difference. Slim difference, but I do give the nod to Lamar Jackson, man. And that's a tough one, though, man. That's a tough one. That's a cool little game. We might run that game back right there, man. That might be the new one right there.
I'm saying if you give Lamar Jackson's better receiver, like you give Patrick Mahomes, I will switch. I will start Lamar Jackson over Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I agree. I think Lamar Jackson, like the amount of drops that they have is ridiculous. There's like couple games where I'm like watching and then it's just like straight touchdowns and I'm just like, thanks. Like I said, I got him in fantasy football. It's irritating.
Hollywood been balling this year though. Shout out to Hollywood Brown.
He been balling, but he didn't drop probably as many touchdowns as he has.
Mark Andrews, another baller. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Watkins, they finally got him a second receiver. So they trying to get Lamar more weapons.
Hopefully,
Lamar is the ultimate weapon, bro.
Rashad Bateman back. Watch out for him, man. I think he might be the answer.
Yeah, maybe. I like him coming out of Minnesota for sure. I think Rashad Bateman got some potential. Definitely got some potential. Let's keep it pushing, fellas. That's a cool little exercise right there for us. Now moving on, man. Next topic we doing for the NFL. So right now, if you look at all the power rankings, everybody's pretty much consensus, right? Arizona Cardinals number 1, with Kyler Murray being a lot of people's pick for the MVP, right? So I don't want to talk about the Cardinals too much, but right after the Cardinals, there are 5 teams with just 1 loss. There are 5 teams that are 5-1 right now. And I want to rank those 5 teams, fellas. I want to see who you guys think are the best out of those 5 teams at 5-1, because it's a pretty high chance that all 5 of these teams end up in the playoffs. So, G, let's start with you, man. Out of those 5 teams, how do you rank them? Let's go 1 through 5. So start with the first and end with the worst.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. Then I'm gonna go with the Ravens. Then I'm gonna go with the Packers, Bucks, and Cowboys.
Ooh, Bucks and Cowboys pretty low on that list. So why do you think the Rams are that top dog right now, though?
Because the Ram already beat the Bucks, and if you look at that defense, that I don't see a weakness in that defense. Now with Aaron Donald's, my man's the legit number 1 DN, and then you got some good corners over there. Yeah, and then they're just stacked. Offensively, they're stacked as well. With Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, like they legit now. Stanford is looking like a legit quarterback. He's throwing the ball and it's fucking silly. Like he's getting away with a lot of deep passes. Yeah, I see the Rams the second best team in that division as well.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point. I think Cooper Kupp is a dark horse for offensive player of the year this year. I mean, Cooper Kupp balling out of control, man. Making Stafford. He made Goff look good. He's making Stafford look even better. I do disagree with you. I'll go next on this one. I got and you know this list really pains me. But I got the Bucks number 1, man. They coming off the Super Bowl run. I think last year, you know, that defense came on late, and I still don't think that defense has come on yet. They've been doing it pretty much with all offense so far. Devin White hasn't had one of those signature Devin White games. You know what I mean? Like that D just hasn't looked the same. Pierre-Paul hasn't gone crazy just yet. And I think once that defense comes on, we're going to be looking at, you know, a powerhouse in the Bucks. So I got the Bucks number 1. This next one pains me, but I got to give it to them. I got the Cowboys number 2, bro. Dak is looking legit. The Cowboys defense is going crazy. Trayvon Diggs has a pick in every single game this year, bro. What?
Jesus
what?
Christ.
That's ridiculous, bro. Like he going dumb right now. You got to give Trayvon Diggs defensive player of the year. I don't see who else could have it right now. I mean, yeah, nah, for sure, Willie Pete. Trayvon Diggs, depoy right now, man, no question. Then after that, then I go Rams. This was close between the Ravens and the Rams, but I think the Rams are a more complete team than the Ravens right now. Like you said, G, about that defense. I love how they're using Jalen Ramsey. Don't get me wrong, Jalen Ramsey was a lockdown corner last year, but I love him in that more of a hybrid role where you can kind of use all his talents because Jalen Ramsey's more than just a cornerback. He's a football player. He's a straight football player. You put him in the slot, put him outside, even let him rush the passer. I mean, there's nothing he can't do on the football field. So I love the way they utilize him this year. I think that's Raheem Morris. Is Raheem Morris running their defense this year? Think so? Yeah. Shout out to Raheem for noticing that Jalen Ramsey can be used in different ways. After that, then I got the Ravens. I think that the sum of Lamar Jackson's parts it's just too much, bro. Like it's too much for teams to handle. I mean, he makes it easy on on Harbaugh, man. He makes it easy for him. So I got the Ravens, and then lastly I got the Packers. I'm not a believer in the Packers. I haven't been a believer in them since before the season started. They are outperforming what I thought they would do, but I think when it's all said and done, I don't see the Packers being I don't see them being a 13-win team, 12-win, maybe 12. I don't see them being a 13, 14-win team this season. I just don't see it. So I'm gonna put them last on my 5-1 teams ranking list. See a couple other ones. We got Rams, Bucks, Ravens, Cowboys, Packers. Okay. A little bit of Cowboys hate there. You must be an NFC East fan, Hazard, because we got the Cowboys kind of low, man. I know how the NFC East.
Wait, but how would you put the Cowboys over the Ravens?
Like, bro, one, Dak Prescott's playing at a high level. He's not playing at as high of a level as Lamar Jackson, I wouldn't say, but a very high level. I think they got the best weapons outside of maybe the Bucks. Out of all 5 of these teams, I think the Cowboys got the best weapons right now. We talk about Zeke Elliott, the RB, Tony Pollard, the RB, and then CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. Gallup ain't even really galloping yet. So, you know, them tight ends starting to come along, bro. They got weapons. The defense is completely outperforming, you know, their
I called it last week. Remember, yeah, I said your Cowboys defense is like looking legit.
Michael Parsons balling. Was that Randy Gregory I saw balling out? Did Randy Gregory become the Randy Gregory they projected him coming out of Nebraska? I don't know, bro. It's looking wild, man. Look, bro. I hate to say it because I hate the Cowboys, but I got to be a realist, man. They the number 2 out of this list. Scruff, man, what you thinking about these 5 teams? Let's rank them.
All right, so we ranking them based on where they at right now, or we basing on how they gonna finish the season?
However you want to rank them, bro. Just give some logic behind it.
All right, that's fair then. I'm gonna go with right now, man. Because at the end of the day, it's week 5 or something like that, and things can look very different right now. Shit, life ain't guaranteed. So I'm gonna go with right now. So right now, I gotta go with the Dallas Cowboys number 1 team, bro. Because I agree with Bryce when it comes to the football. Well, I see offensively, I think they might be the best offense in the league. They're definitely top 3. I think you're right up there with the Bucks as far as offense. But the reason I give them the edge as the number 1 team is because of the way the defense is playing. Trayvon Diggs is playing out of his mind. So, turnover every game is kind of crazy. And as a corner, I had faith in them because when your brother's a receiver, I mean, basically you grew up guarding them your whole life. And most likely you was playing opposite against them too. So, you probably done caught plenty of balls as well. So I knew he got hands. And he's showing it, man. He's had, big strides this season. People were talking about him. Maybe, jury was out, people were saying. He struggled a little bit at times last season. He was a little aggressive. His aggressiveness looks pretty good now. So, I think the Cowboys are a team that you can respect right now. To be continued if they can keep that going towards the November, December time of the season. We shall see. But right after them, I got to go with the Rams because I've been told y'all so. I told you Matt Stafford was the truth. I said it last year. I'm saying it again this year. And the Rams offense is the truth as well. And they have pretty good defense. 2 of the most elite players in defense, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. They got threats. You got to have it on both sides. So that's why I put them number 2. And they beat the number 3 team, which is the Bucks. Bucks could easily be number 1 come December. But for now, we'll put them here. Offense was crazy. Tom Brady's playing at a high level. Possibly better than he's ever played before, which is nuts. Number 4, I'm going to go with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, I already said he's playing crazy. And they lost a lot of key pieces, right? So one thing I'll tell you about this team that I think is scary is that we watch for is any team that loses key pieces, continues to lose pieces, gets injured, takes hits and hits, and continues to play onwards. That team's got something special going on. That's kind of what happened in Philly the year we won the Super Bowl. So if the Ravens could keep that going, maybe they have a magical run too. And then last but not least, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. I would put them higher, but I just think that there's still some unsettled. He ain't no Ben Simmons. Obviously he showed up and he's balling, but it just seems like there's probably still some issues there. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on it, but pretty good performance so far. So, I'll put him at 5.
All right. I feel you. It's going. Look, I think we can agree, right? Do we agree that all 5 of these teams will be in the playoffs when it's all said and done? Like none of these teams missing the playoffs, right?
Yeah, they all make the play. They're all playoff teams, quality teams.
Yeah, and I think we could be looking at the champion in one of these teams. I mean, we'll see who takes the L next week and who's no longer got just one on their resume. But I think one of these teams out of this 5 is going to be your eventual champion. I think looking like the champion may be coming out of the NFC again this year. So that's a cool little ranking right there. Appreciate all the comments, man. Appreciate you guys for sharing your opinions on those rankings. Keep those coming. So I don't know, man. The team, like I said, I started this conversation off was the Cardinals. They are 6-0. So I want to talk about their chances just a little bit, man. Are you all full believers in the Cardinals? Like, I got to hear this. I mean, I know I've said it a lot. The last year they started off strong. I'm going to start off with you, G. I see you shaking your head, man. The question is, here at Gas, are we believers in the Cardinals?
No, because they don't have a strong run game yet. Like they're playing good defense. I mean, it's a great Great passing game that they got going on, but every team needs a dominant runner, and I have yet to see that with the Cardinals. So I don't believe in it because when it gets colder, you need to run the game. You need to run the ball a little bit more than often than none. Shit, look at King Henry. Come November, December, the Tennessee Titans, they look like a fucking juggernaut.
So how many rings King Henry got?
Huh?
Talking about winning it all, believers. How many rings King Henry got? Dominant running backs.
But all right, so look at the Bucks last year when they had that duo running the ball. And it wasn't just Tom Brady passing the ball, going nuts. Like you need a run game. You definitely need a run game.
Yeah, good point.
Every championship team needs a decent run game just to win them the game, just to win. Because you're gonna have to slow down the clock. So am I a believer? Nah, but I'm not a believer. But I'm not saying they're gonna fucking just lose all of a sudden. No, but it's just like, can they keep on winning? Yeah, because it's any given Sunday. But am I gonna be like, yeah, they're definite to win the NFC East, the NFC East in general? No, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna get interesting with the Cardinals, man, because I think that I don't know, I'm scared. Like I want to believe in them. I want to believe in Kyler because I love what Kyler does. The weapons around him are legit. You know what I mean? Everybody from everybody from DeAndre Hopkins to AJ Green to Rondale Moore. I even like their running backs. I like Chase Edmonds. I like the addition of James Conner. I mean, Christian Kirk caught a touchdown last week. They got a squad, bro. They got a squad, a young defense, a young, hungry defense. Chandler Jones been playing out of his mind. Isaiah Simmons been balling. I mean, Buda Baker, we know we're getting from him. But it's something about him, bro. I can't really put my finger on it. Yeah, facts has it. They got Zach Ertz now, too. It's something about him still that I can't put my finger on. It's something about it I just don't trust yet. Scruff, what you think, man?
I mean, are we believers in the Cardinals? I mean, depends on what you believe in them to do. Are they a Super Bowl contender? Possibly. I think they're a playoff team for sure. I mean, there's no question they're a playoff team. They're 6-0. I think that they're going to run into some losses, bro, because they're in the NFC West. They're in a tough division. So eventually they're going to lose some games. The question is how many games they're going to lose. Ultimately, they'll be a playoff team. They'll be in the mix. I mean, I think they've been making a lot of good pieces, putting them a lot of good pieces together. They got young pieces on the defense. I was hoping that they would take a step forward, and they did with some veteran help and some additions. They started to look pretty good. The offense looks good. I'm not really worried about the running backs because, they have James Conner. He was pretty productive, and they have Kyler Murray. He's also, a pretty good, runner. I'm not going to say he's a running back, like as these disrespectful people say about Lamar. But everybody loves Lamar Jackson. But, who's his running back? I don't even know. So I think the Cardinals definitely have a chance. I don't know if they're going to – I wouldn't say they're my favorites to win it all. But do I believe that they can make a run? I think they could. I think they'll be in the mix just as much as any of those other teams. But they're not better than those other teams, per se. Record-wise, they are. I just don't think they've caught their L's yet. But I think they're in the mix with those other teams that are 5-1, all those other teams we just listed. They're right in there, too. I'd probably put them like fourth out of those. If it was a six-man list, I'd put them probably third or fourth. But
all right. So it sounds like, we sounds like as a whole, we kind of on the fence about the Cardinals, but we got enough belief and enough non-belief that I think they're an interesting case. It'd be cool to kind of revisit them a little later in the season. So, like that conversation. Let's keep it pushing, man. The last topic we're going to hit for the night, fellas, at least as the NFL is concerned, man. All hail King Henry. How are we feeling about Derrick Henry, man? I think y'all know how I feel about Derrick Henry. I've been calling him the best running back for 3 seasons now. I got shitted on for saying it maybe a little before everybody else. Everyone was trying to tell me you can't do anything with Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter. Oh, when the team is down, what are you going to do with Derrick Henry? Oh, all this, that, and the third. It don't matter because you get the ball to Derrick Henry, chances are you're not going to be down too often, man. G, how you feeling about King Henry, and are you hailing to King Henry?
if you have King Henry as your only player left and you're down by 30, you're gonna win your game. You're gonna win fantasy. It don't matter. You could be down 20 and you got King Henry playing, or you could be up 20 and the other player got King Henry playing. You might just want to turn off the TV and don't even watch the game because you might end up losing anyways. It's freaking King Henry. My man, what was it? His first four carries, his first four carries, it was like 8 yards only, and then nowhere runs for like 65 yards and a touchdown. What? It's King fucking Henry. My man is the guy. Last night it wasn't Josh Allen versus the Tennessee Titans. It was Josh Allen versus King Henry. That's what that game looked out to be. It was Josh Allen trying to see if he could keep up with King Henry the whole entire night. And King Henry just let the world know that the Bucks are his bitches. Last night it was King motherfucking Henry. My man King Henry came through. I had King Henry last night, and I needed King Henry to give me 45 points, but he damn near gave me 38 points last night. I was just off by this little. If only fucking it went overtime. I just needed that overtime. God dang. If only I had gotten that overtime, I would have won. But no, it's all hell King Henry. I think King Henry has a matter of fact, he's right now in pace to be the best back I ever seen, above AP. I think he's a better back than AP. And I'm gonna say it live on the show. I think he's genuinely the better back. If I had to pick AP in his prime and King Henry right now, I'm going with King Henry. My man makes grown-ass men look like JV players on the field. The man is 247 pounds of solid mass, and nobody is stopping him. When he sees that opening, you can see safeties and corners. Yeah, they're going to run. Look like I'm running after him, but I ain't going to tackle that man. Ain't nobody trying to be a highlight reel to King Henry.
Nah, that's a fact, bro. Once King Henry get going, man, it's like nobody wants to get in the way of that freight train. Shout out to Micah Hyde though, because Micah Hyde got ran over in the process, but he did prevent. Micah Hyde prevented the touchdown that you needed, actually, G. King Henry was about to break another 50-yarder, and Micah Hyde got in the way, got ran over in the process, but got in the way, tackled the man technically, and saved the touchdown. But you're right, man. People don't want to get in the way of King Henry. People think you tweaking a little bit, saying that he's better than AP. But I do feel you.
Name me the last time AP has a 2,000 yard season.
Bro, because he hasn't. What are you talking about? He's been out the league.
Rushing. When he was in the league, when he was in his prime, he never had over 2,000 yards.
I think you're right about that. I know he had one.
We're talking about King, bro. This man is literally in pace to do the same shit back to back.
He did have 1-2. He did have 1-2 stack year, but it's people making some good points. He don't fumble like AP. That's a fact. Derrick Henry does not put the ball on the turf too often, and I think Hazard makes a good point too. We got to see if he can sustain this dominance over the decade. I think there's a couple RBs in history, like in recent history. I'm not going to go to Jim Brown and Walter Payton because I think, it's hard to compare those guys to anybody, right? But when we talk about running backs over the last, 20 or so years, I think you're talking about AP. I think you're talking about LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. And that might be the hierarchy for me. I think it might be those two guys are the two that I'm like, I don't know if Derrick Henry has outpaced them yet. But a couple more seasons like this, and he will be on the way, man. Yeah, bro.
I'm saying if Derrick Henry give us 2 years of 2,000 yards, is he not better back than both of them?
Yeah, if he gives one more year 2,000 yards, bro. I don't know because LT had 28 touchdowns in one season, bro. That's crazy. 28 touchdown season is crazy.
He's a touchdown machine.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But
that's a touchdown machine. But 2,000 yards though.
2 stacks twice is also ridiculous, bro. So
twice
it'll be a toss up. If Derrick Henry get 2,000 yards again, it's a toss up. I must say. But
whenever Derrick Henry has the ball over 120 yards, he's guaranteed to give you 3 touchdowns. From what I'm seeing in fantasy football, all his big games over 120 yards come with 3 touchdowns.
Nah, facts, bro. Facts. And you know what, bro? I think something that was ridiculous on that 76-yarder, the man touched 21 miles per hour, bro. The man is 247 pounds running 21 miles per hour, bro. Like, it's people that can't ride a bike that fast. Your your man is running that fast. So shout out to King Henry. Scrub, what you think about Derrick? I know, Scrub, you were in that crowd that was saying Christian McCaffrey was better. So I really want to hear from you about Derrick Henry, man.
This is how I feel about Derrick Henry. I say after much consideration and what I've seen this season, I've decided that King Henry is worthy of the title of King. As far as running backs go, I think he's the best running back in the league. Christian McCaffrey is definitely in the conversation, but availability is the number one ability, and he hasn't been available. I own Christian McCaffrey. This is why I feel strongly enough to say this. He hasn't been available for me, and my team cost him else because of it. I'm trying my best to, string together some running backs, but when your guy's not there, you can't call him the best, bro. He's the best on IR. He ain't doing me nothing there. King Henry's been playing this game. He's been playing very well. After the big run, I was willing to concede the race for best running back in the league, and I conceded it. I said King Henry is the king at running back right now. He's the best running back in the league. There's a couple other running backs that are maybe close. I throw Dalvin Cook up there, maybe. Alvin Kamara is pretty talented, but I don't think he's quite there either. But yeah, I put him up there. But the real question that will determine the greatness of his legacy is going to be, how long will his reign be? So King Henry is now king. I give him the king. I will salute, bend the knee, as they say in Game of Thrones. But how long is that reign going to be, really? Because I think that's really what's going to determine what's going to be the greatness, especially at running back position. Y'all know how I feel about running backs. I say it. Running backs are not really commodities that you can expect for year in, year round out. There's only a certain amount of tread you can put on the tires with a running back. The elites, the best of the best, have defied that trend. I'm talking about guys like Adrian Peterson. You mentioned it. He definitely, he beat Father Time. Ain't too many people you can say that beat Father Time. Adrian Peterson's up there in that list, especially at running backs. He was doing it for the Redskins. They were actually the Redskins at the time, so I can say that. He was doing big things for the Redskins. It was like their leading rusher like 2 seasons ago. And he was well past his prime. Like he probably should have been retired already, but he's still doing it at a high level. So I think that's really what separates. The same thing with guys like Emmitt Smith. People love Barry Sanders, but Barry Sanders didn't really do it for a long time. So if King Henry can keep it going for a couple more seasons at this high level, that'll determine the extent of his legacy. So long live King Henry. We'll see how long that reign will be. That'll determine how much respect I put on his name. Could be a short live. You're either going to be Joffrey, you're going to be Tommen, either way. Or he might go down like Robert Baratheon, slayed by a boar.
That's pretty funny. And Hazard brought up a pretty good point about the yards per carry. But I think one thing we got to keep in mind when we're looking at yards per carry is those other two guys played into their 30s. And we know historically running backs do fall off in their 30s, which is why I always have suggested there needs to be some kind of wage scale for running backs. If you're a running back and you come in the league and you get a certain amount of yards, certain amount of usage, there should be some sort of rule that makes sure you get a certain amount of chicken. Because we can't have all these running backs getting hurt, getting to 30 and not getting their chicken when they was worth a lot more value than their bank account says, especially according, as compared to other players in the league. So
that margin for error
about that.
It's small, man. The cliff is real because just a couple years ago, literally, Le'Veon Bell was the best running back in the league for maybe 3 consecutive years. I don't know, maybe 3-4 consecutive years. And then he had a little holdout, came back, it was never the same. It's hard to read. It's hard, man.
And look at Ezekiel Elliott too.
That holdout year that he missed, that was probably his best football years. If Le'Veon Bell didn't hold out that year, he probably would have one of his best seasons. Like, you can't turn back time when you're a running back, bro. Like, that time goes. It's like having a baby. After a certain while, you just past your prime, bro.
Well, yeah. Last thing I'll say about D. Henry, I said last time I was on the show that he was I think I said on the show, I don't know if I said on the show in the group chat. Sometimes I get confused between the two. But I said he's my dark horse MVP candidate. And I must say that last season, Derrick Henry got robbed of the MVP, man. Because when AP went for 2 bills, when AP went for 2 stacks, he got the MVP. I still believe Derrick Henry should have been the MVP of the league last year over Aaron Rodgers. I hope if he goes for 2,000 again this year, they do the right thing. We'll see, though. We'll see. It seems like the MVP is just a quarterback award, and Offensive Player of the Year is a reward for all the other offensive players, which is kind of pissing me off. But I still think that if we're looking at who's most valuable right now as far as offense goes, it's Kyler Murray, it's Derrick Henry, then Lamar Jackson right now. I would put Derrick first. I put Derrick Henry first.
Okay, I'm putting Derrick Henry first right now.
There's at least 5 quarterbacks I'd put before Derrick Henry.
That's crazy, bro.
What? That's crazy,
bro.
Is it crazy, really? Is it really crazy?
Yes.
Because
last night's game was literally Josh Allen versus Derrick Henry.
No. So let me explain. So I would put Lamar Jackson ahead of Derrick Henry in the MVP race. I put Kyler Murray ahead of Derrick Henry in the MVP race. I put Matthew Stafford ahead of him in the MVP race. I would put Tom Brady ahead of him in the MVP race. And I just leave it there. That's it,
bro. I don't think there's any player that's more valuable to their team. Like the Titans wouldn't be shit without Derrick Henry, bro. Like that's just a fact, bro. Like
Bucks weren't shit without Tom Brady.
All right, but the Rams were shit without Matt Stafford. That's a fact. They were something without Matt Stafford. They were something with Jared Goff, and you put Matt Stafford on that list. So I can't take the Derrick Henry disrespect, man. Like I feel like this dude was robbed last year, and they gave him Offensive Player of the Year as a consolation. He goes for 2 stacks again. They don't give it to him. I'm calling bullshit. Calling the bullshit. But any other comments on King Henry, man? Before we get out of here.
If you could trade for him in fantasy, give up whatever you got because that boy is guaranteed 25 or better, and 25 is just an average number for him.
Yeah, but if you are in a dynasty league, chances are you only got 2 to 3 more
2 years left
until you turn 30. Hey man,
beware the Kingslayer. His name's Father Time and Legs.
Shout out to the dynasty league, man.
That's crazy because I have Derrick Henry in my dynasty league.
That's what I'm about to say. Shout out to the dynasty league. That's the best way to play fantasy football, and the best way to consume sports content is by rocking with Gas Sports for the Culture, man. Y'all know we here each and every Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. We've been a little late the past couple weeks. We're going to change that. We're going to make sure we're here at 9:30 for y'all. We had a couple technical difficulties, today.
CPT.
We had a couple guys missing, get well soon to my guy Boogie. And we'll be back next Tuesday, as always, 9:30 p.m. Make sure you tap in with us, man, at Good Ass Sports on all social media platforms. If you don't got the Gas Sports for the Culture app, make sure you hop on and download it. It's pretty easy to find. Just type in Gas Sports Network in your search, and you can get all your gas content that way. If you haven't got your gas merch, jump on the website goodassports.com/shop. Go ahead and copy one of them fly hats my guy Scruff got on. We're gonna get the banners out too. You want a gas banner like you see behind Scruff? We can get you one of those. You can get you a gas tee. We got everything, man. We got everything you need. We got that work. Hey, Scruff, anything I missed, bro? Fill the people in.
No, you pretty much covered it. Follow Good Ass Sports, man. Wash your hands, wash your ass. T's not here. I'm not sure how much of a good job he was doing washing his hands. He is sick. Gotta wash it better, bro. 30 seconds. You gotta do your ABCs, bro.
Clean your beards for you gentlemen with the beards. It had to be in the beard, man. My man probably just let the crumb.
It's the flavor saver that got him, bro. All types of germs.
They said T wash his hands, but the water don't be hot enough, man. You can't just wash your hands. You got to wash your hands in hot water, man. The cold water's not killing you.
You gotta scrub them. You got count to 26. And then...
Love it, man. Hey, y'all know we here each and every Tuesday. Make sure y'all tap in 9:30 p.m. Good Ass Sports. It's all day in the paint. Y'all know how we finish every single show. Sports for the culture.
Deportes para la cultura.
Sports for the culture.